There are some major things happening on Pulsechain. Zen absolutely is killing the Pulsechain mainnet launch. Just as soon as Zen went live on Pulsechain, we started to see the gas fees go up substantially. It's even worse at Ethereum state at this point. If we go to beacon.pulsechain.com/gas, it's costing you about 4 million beats per transaction. That's absolutely ridiculous. Richard, what are you doing here, man? I'm leaving. No. But with all seriousness, Pulsechain is breaking some records. It's doing 665,000 daily transactions per day. That's 65% of daily Ethereum transaction. This is absolutely phenomenal. No other chain has done this before. We haven't seen this with AVAX. We haven't seen this with Moonbeam. So no other layer 2 chain has been able to do what Pulsechain has been done in the first day. Now, one of the reasons this can be is because people are locked in. People are actually locked in into Pulsechain. They can't go out because there is no bridge at this point. We don't know the prices of Pulsechain. We don't know the prices of Pulsex. We don't know the prices of these other copies that were brought over from Ethereum over to Pulsechain. But what's going to happen when that bridge opens? If you go to pulsex.com and you go to the burn feature here, you're gonna see that 5.77 billion has already been burned in Pulsex. A lot of people are actually sleeping on Pulsex. I think Pulsex has a tremendous amount of volume in this ecosystem and the burn function that it's offering. So about $500,000 already have been burned based off of the sacrifice price. So this is very huge overall. The Pulsechain Gwei is measured in beats. That's what they call it, is that it's beats. Instead of Gwei, we are measuring it in beats. But right here, Zen was launched around this time. And just as when the contract was deployed, we saw gas fees went up substantially. Look at this. This is absolutely crazy. Yesterday, when I was trying to mint a Zen NFT, it was costing about $100 in transaction fees just to be able to mint on the Zen network. Richard copied everything that's good about Ethereum, but he also copied the bad portions. I thought he was supposed to resolve the transaction fees. That was the whole point of this. But it seems like that's not the case here, and that a lot of people are already transacting on this chain, breaking a lot of records, because what are you going to do? You're locked in. You can't get out of the ecosystem. So people are providing liquidity pools. They're farming to get that incentive token that we don't even know the price of. So this is actually a true testing ground. This has never been done before. We don't know what things are going to break. So this is live. And we saw this happen with proof of work, Ethereum to proof of stake. However, this is a complete copy of Ethereum and all of its coins, all of its ERC20. Now, when we go to Zen.network and we try to mint, now we can't mint a Zenthurion because it is going to take some time for that buildup to happen. However, at this time, we can mint a Sapphire, which is 300 days with 128 VMUs. Now, the VMUs account for how many accounts are attached to this specific Zen NFT. So the max value that you can do here is 128. But if we go ahead and start minting here, we're going to see that it's actually costing about 100,000 Pulsechain just to mint this. Now, I'm not going forward and actually minting at this point because I don't know what the true value of Pulsechain is. I don't know the true value of what these coins are. So if you want to take the risk and start minting on this chain, you can definitely do that. But personally myself, look, I sacrificed 2 years ago and I need to know the value of what Pulsechain is. We can get an estimate of what Pulsechain is at the end of the day. It's not set in stone. So we don't know the true value. So personally, I'm waiting on this until once we get some Zenthurions that we're able to mint on Zen.network. I'll be going forward and start minting on there. Now, if you don't want to participate, you're eager to get into and you don't want to wait for the bridge, what you can do is you can go to pulsechain.com, click on this little button. It'll say add Pulsechain to MetaMask. Once you do that, I've already done this myself, so it's not going to give me the option. But once you click on that, it's going to input the settings of Pulsechain onto your MetaMask so that you can interact with the ecosystem itself. And then what you want to do is you want to grab your address, guys. You want to grab your MetaMask address. Okay, you want to copy that. You want to go to etherscan.io and you want to paste your address. So you copy your address here. You're going to paste it here. And once you've done that, all the copies, all the coins of ERC20s that you have onto MetaMask, you're going to go on here. For example, you're going to go to Ethereum push notification, which is the coin I have on my Ethereum wallet. You're going to copy that. You're going to go to Pulsechain on your MetaMask, and you're going to import this token, guys. So you're going to basically import that token right here. So you're going to go under assets, and you're going to click on import tokens, and you're going to add the address. Once you've done that, look, I've already added it. That's why it says that. So make sure you're under Pulsechain. You copy the address of the Ether version of this, and you paste it in here. And then once you've done that, you can then go to Pulsex, guys. You can go to Pulsex, okay? And then click on the trade function, and then you can start trading, like, for example, push, which is what I had for Pulsex or Pulsechain, and you can start interacting. Now, personally, this is not financial advice, so just be careful because we don't know the true value of these coins. So you could be giving them away based off of the liquidity providers and what they're asking overall, guys. But if you are eager, you want to participate, you can definitely do that. The Zen community doing their thing, being the vampires, sucking the blood out of Pulsechain, increasing the gas fees. It's absolutely just unbelievable to see this happen. Again, around the world, we're seeing Beirut, the central bank of Lebanon, refused to give depositors their money back. This is a true campaign to Bitcoin overall and what's happening in the current economic landscape. So it's a true testament why people need to self-custody their own funds. And this is all the reason, guys. The banks are basically collapsing, and they're not going to give people's money back. The true hard-earned money that they worked hard for, they're not going to give it back. And it's a true testament of why you should be self-custodying here. We're saying that I wanted to do a tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see a SRC20 tutorial, how you can interact with them. But at this point, guys, we're saying that SRC20, they're doing some upgrades, so I can't really show you overall what's happening there. However, these are different than BRC20s. They provide a little bit more of a utility. They still do the same thing in terms of doing smart contracts on top of Bitcoin. A lot of development is happening with Bitcoin. So instead of inscribing on the Bitcoin blockchain, you're actually putting a stamp on the actual UTXO, where it's more resource intensive than actual inscriptions, where the ordinals, the BRC20s, are basically using Taproot, where with stamps it's using multi-sig, so the original one to basically stamp onto the UTX. And the whole reason of this was basically that it can be censored, because there's been a big uproar in the Bitcoin community wanting to remove Taproot away from Bitcoin. And with stamps, you can still do smart contracts. However, it can't be censored out, can be removed. Again, I can't really show you how you can use SRC20s. A new market is emerging there, so you definitely want to keep an eye on this. Overall, it's still meme coin season with SRC20s. There's no actual development happening, but it's an expanding market, guys. There's more things that are going to come out, just like we're seeing with BRC20s. Anyways, guys, I'll leave you off with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bros, as always, stay profitable.